Hi, today I'm going to present the findings of my team's case study of Tiam Fisheries digital transformation. For the first part, let us look at the existing consumer persona of Tiam Fisheries. After we completed 3 interviews with Tiam Fisheries consumers, we chose one that best represents the consumer's perspective. The consumer is a homemaker aged 40 to 44 years old or above that cooks daily for their family and is also a long-standing customer of Tiam Fisheries based in Telok Intan. When it comes to purchasing seafood, the customer focuses on the price value and the taste, which can be affected by the freshness of the seafood. Despite being a middle-aged person, they also prefer ordering online, especially using WhatsApp and also paying by e-wallet. As homemakers, they prioritize the quality and freshness of the seafood since the family's health comes first, which means that seasonal changes in the seafood variety are tolerable if the quality is maintained at Tiam Fisheries. However, some challenges are met when they buy from Tiam Fisheries, as their recent purchases are inconsistent in quality and sometimes requiring them to drive back to the store for a refund, which is viewed as a hassle. And this contradicts their intention of switching from Check One Cold Storage, where they used to go, and also other smaller stores, due to the better prices and more variety at Tiambei Fisheries. Furthermore, they also fear that Tiambei's frozen seafood is mistreated, either sitting for too long in the cold storage or using unapproved chemicals to preserve them, making the customer needing to check every potential purchase at the store. Now that we have understood the existing customers' thinking process when purchasing at Tiambei Fisheries, we should also dive into the customer's entire user journey when they buy seafood at Tiambei Fisheries to grasp their pain points. Among the 3 customers that we interviewed, we chose to study Kate's process. In the first stage of awareness, she is introduced by her neighbor to Tiambei Fisheries, which provides seafood at better prices and also variety, prompting her to visit the store in person. Moving on to the interest stage, Kate visits Tiambei Fisheries store in person and compare the prices, especially against J1 Cold Storage where they used to go. But in this stage, she is conflicted because she realizes there is no one best store to buy from due to the differences in variety, prices, and quality among every store. At the purchase stage, she ultimately switched to Tiambei Fisheries from J1 Cold Storage because of the variety and also the better price, where she will check the seafood's freshness strictly because the experiences of freshness inconsistency when she reaches home after purchasing the seafood, making her needing to drive back for a refund. For the last stage, which is loyalty, she still returns to Tiambei Fisheries to buy seafood, as their benefits outweigh the downsides. But over time, she told us that she sometimes wonders if the price and variety of Tiambei Fisheries is worth the headache of possibly buying low quality seafood. Beyond the existing consumer persona, we also introduce a new target audience for Tiambei Fisheries that have not reached yet. The new consumer persona that we came up with is mainly based on our group's brainstorming on top of consumer survey results and a little bit of secondary research. This new target audience is indicated by the results of 23% younger demographics and also 20% of Ipoh residents shown in our consumer survey results of Tiambei Fisheries. Furthermore, the study shows that younger generation is getting more into cooking as they get inspired or intrigued by the social media content that they consume, and their preference of online ordering makes them prioritize price comparisons between stores, allowing Tiambei Fisheries advantage of lower prices, higher variety, and also their established cold storage practices to make intercity sales favorable, especially between Perak cities like Ipoh and also Taipei. With young working adults, they are also prioritizing the convenience of e-commerce to buy their seafood as they have little time, aligning with the advantages I mentioned just now. However, the challenge from this new audience perspective is that they will have zero relationship prior with Tiam Fisheries, as they most likely have never visited the store in person. Thus, they will rely on product and service quality of their seafood purchase, especially the first time. This reason will make Tiam Fisheries risk competing against bigger supermarket seafood offerings, as customer trust is more challenging to build. As for this new consumer sphere, it will be receiving seafood that doesn't match the online posting that they saw, making it difficult for a same-day refund and ultimately being let down by Tiam Fisheries and switches to another source instead. Therefore, our group came up with 3 recommendations to partially solve the existing consumers' pain points and also strengthen the justification for the new consumer persona that we suggested. These suggestions also consider Tiam Fisheries' digital readiness in adopting digital tools or systems for their sales operation, which we have done by assessing the statements made by the managers and staff in the interviews. From the table, we can see that the business averages 2 out of 5 in digital readiness, largely due to lacking in workers' technology skill set and also literacy, causing the implementation of complex digital systems like dedicated online website or ERP systems difficult. So our first recommendation would be related to Tiam Fisheries' current tool being used, which is WhatsApp ordering. Using the business accounts catalog feature to provide online customers with the daily freshness updates. With seafood listing and also freshness update in the catalog being refreshed often, customers can easily access it to decide whether they want to head down to the store or purchase it online, which we can kill two birds with one stone for the existing consumer and also the new target audience. And also training and familiarizing workers with this new feature is also require minimum effort because WhatsApp is already used for their online sales operation. The second recommendation is establishing WhatsApp-based refund policy. This is because Tiam Fisheries is more likely to gain online customers with the increased prioritization of conveniency by customers. So a defined refund policy will ease the process for both the customers and also Tiam Fisheries. For example, if a customer is dissatisfied with the purchase, they would have a time frame of 2 hours to send photos in WhatsApp for the management to review and potentially process a refund, removing the pain point of driving back to the store for a refund, like Kate mentioned. And one experienced and long-serving staff should be assigned to monitor this operation to align with what owners said in the interview, which is final decisions have to be decided using hands-on experience, with the technology only being the assistant, in this case, which is the WhatsApp. Lastly, we also suggest Tiam Fisheries to carry out in-house training for their runners to cross-check WhatsApp order messages against the online ordering forms to overcome inconsistent order fulfillment, especially for those customers that add on items at the last minute. On top of that, workers should make use of voice notes instead of text messages for order confirmation when delivering the orders, because of the poor environment that can cause misreading of messages, like for example in the dim wet market and also in a bumpy truck. This suggestion also helps to build the trust better with the new online consumer audience because the consistency of delivery service is getting improved. Overall, Tiam Fisheries is still lacking in digitalization of their sales operation, but it can be easily improved by utilizing their current tools to reinforce the sales process, which in turn can help to overcome the existing consumer pain points like Kate wants, and also to better serve the new target audience without needing heavy capital investments. Thank you.